Hi everyone. This video is to teach you about file management in your Google Drive. All of you have had Google Drive accounts for a little while now, and I'm sure you have accumulated a lot of things. So we're going to take some time in this virtual week to teach you about file management and show you how to create a folder inside your Google Drive. So to begin, we're going to go over some basic terminology for file management so you can understand what you're looking at when you go into your Google Drive. So one of the first terms we want you to understand is that you can create what's called a folder. So a folder is an item that contains files and possibly other folders. This isn't any different than your regular folder you use for school. You create a folder, you put a name on it, and the things that relate to that topic can go inside of it. So the things that you put inside a folder at school are like papers that you get from your teacher, and all those papers might deal with math, so it might be your math folder. Now on the computer, you don't have papers, you have what's called a file. A file is a document that was created using a specific piece of software. Each of those files was created with a product or software, and those products have what are called file type icons that are usually placed right in front of the file's name. So when you look in your Google Drive, you will see the name of something you created, and to the left of that is a picture, a little icon. That little icon is referred to as file type, and it helps you to identify what program was used to create that file. So these files, your pieces of paper, can be placed inside of your folders inside your Google Drive to kind of keep things a little more organized. Instead of having a long list of things you have to look through, when you can simply go to your folder and find all the things that relate to that topic. Now, when you put your files and your folders together like this, you are creating what's called a hierarchy structure. And this is the order in which you will look at your folders and files in Google Drive. Folders are considered the top of the hierarchy, so they're going to be listed first, and then files are listed under the folders. So let's take a look at a picture of a hard drive or a Google Drive. And so up here at the top, you can see Google Drive. So we're going to see the hierarchy structure right here. All of a sudden, we start to see a whole list. So the folders have these little folder pictures in front of them. They're listed first, followed by the files. Now there's a lot of files here, so wouldn't it make more sense if maybe some of these files related to a topic that we would stick them inside of a folder, and then that way we could maybe find it faster. Each of these little pictures that are in front of the files are what we call the file type. So all of these blue ones are referred to as a Google Doc file. The red ones are your Google Drawings. The green ones are Google Sheets. And the yellow ones, which we don't see any on here, is Google Slides. Off to the left here is where we see kind of our hierarchy of our drive. We go to the drive, and then inside of that are some of these other areas. And we'll talk more about what these areas are later, because our lesson today is just trying to get you to understand that you can take all of this and organize it into some nice folders to help you keep more organized. So to create a folder inside Google Drive, you would click on the New button. It'll look just like this. Click on the word folder right here, and then this will come up where you will give your folder a name, and you click on Create. Pretty simple. Now, once the folder is created, you may need to put folders inside of folders. So sometimes this happens where I have a folder that I'm working on that is maybe a language arts folder. And inside that language arts folder, we do things that we have to keep that deal with writing a paper. But then on the other side, we might put things like learning what a verb is and what a noun is and what a linking verb might be. And those types of papers would go maybe on the other side because they don't really deal with the papers I get for writing my paper. So I can actually create a folder inside my language arts folder. And so all I have to do is we have to double click in the folder we already created. So if I've already created a language arts folder, I would double click on that, And then I would just repeat the steps that we just went over and create another folder, but this time I'm going to be inside the language arts folder. So here's an example of where that has been done. I'm in my drive. I created a folder called 6th grade. And inside the 6th grade folder, I created another folder called tech. So this is kind of showing me in my drive, I went inside this folder, folder 1, and inside that folder is a new folder called tech. Now, these folders can also be changed colors. And this is a way to help you keep organized as well. Because if we don't change colors, they're all going to be gray. And yes, I can look at the name and figure out which one I want to go to, but sometimes it might be helpful to color code them. For example, my language arts class, my notebook I write in is blue. The book we use in class is blue. So I might want to change that folder to be blue. So to change the color of a folder, I have to right-click on the folder name. So all I have to do is take 2 fingers and click at the same time on the mouse, and I will get this to pop up. This is called a dialog box. I would then go down to where it says change color, and then this will pop up where I can pick a color right here. And that will change, but the little gray picture of the folder will now be a color. If I go back to my, let's see, this slide here, these are both gray, but it would change this gray folder to be whatever color I picked. And that is file management on Google Drive.